All guns and ammunition shown in this video are used and handled in a safe environment in property or land I own or have permission to shoot on. Check your local laws before purchasing, handling or shooting any gun. Any advice or recommendations are my opinions only. Oh guys, what's going on? It's here. I've got my, just had my new air gun delivered. It is one I kept putting off because of the price of it really. I was trying to justify, is it worth it when there's other variations that are cheaper? And in the end I decided to pull the trigger and see what it's all about. So I won't talk anymore, let me show you guys what it is. There it is. It is the Glock 17 Gen 5 T4E. This is literally the first time I'm holding this thing. I do already own the Gen 4, the BB pellet version. Let me swap hands because I'm right-handed. Let me hold it in my correct hand. That first feel, the Gen 4 feels great, but that first, this feels better. There's a lot more markings on it though. I mean, the Gen 4 doesn't have that. Doesn't have these markings here. So it's a lot more that ruins the it ruins the replica look. But the weight and feel in your hand, fantastic. I'm going to set the camera up so we can talk through it properly, look through it together, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. Okay, so first off, I'm going to start off with comparing the Gen 4. So here you can see I've got this one, it's a Gen 4. This one's a Gen 5. It does not come in a hard case. This is a hard case ordered from eBay. It does come in a box. It comes with, let me speak to this camera up here. So it comes with a gun, drop-out magazine, 2 or 3 back straps, some BBs, and this Allen key here. The Gen 5 isn't just an automatic replacement to this. It's not, oh, if I've got the Gen 5, I don't need this. In terms of build quality, functionality, all-round rating, I would give it an 8 or a 9 out of 10. It's an absolutely quality, well-built piece of kit. It feels authentic, looks authentic, and operates authentically. So they've gone for a full replica kind of feel and usage out of this. The gun is field strippable. Let me do that now. If you live in a country where you are allowed to have real firearms, a lot of people say, why get these, they're just toys. Yeah, maybe they are, maybe they're expensive toys, but I believe they would make fantastic training aids. So the Gen 4, if you want to be able to get used to the feel of how to handle, clean, operate a Glock, something like this would be great. So both of these would be great, but this one fully comes apart, works, it's like the real thing, apart from it shoots steel BBs. Gen 4, absolutely brilliant piece of kit, as I said, 8 or 9 out of 10. The Gen 5, now if I say that the Gen 4 is an 8 or 9 out of 10, the Gen 5 is, it's not perfect, but in terms of build quality, it's better. I'm not going to give it a 10, I'm still going to give it a 9, even though I'm saying that's an 8 or 9 and I'm still giving this a 9, and I'm saying it's better, and you'll see why probably later in the review. Materials, better. The markings on the Gen 5 is more prevalent than on the Gen 4. So as you can see, the markings here, I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick that up. The markings are engraved, they're indented. They're not white and they don't stand out. Whereas for some reason on the Gen 5, they're laser etched. They are engraved on this side, but the serial number and the F marking is laser etched. The F stamp on the Gen 4 is hidden away under there, and it's in a light grey. It's not, you know, it doesn't really stand out. You've got to have it close up to see it. Whereas all the laser etching here, it's white, so it does stand out, and you have a lot more writing. So in terms of markings, this is probably more of a giveaway as a replica because the markings are more obvious. Operation, slide lock back, doesn't really go as far back as a real thing would. Neither does the Gen 4, but it's closer to the real thing. And also the way the magazine goes in, you have access to the chamber. So if you get BB jams, and I have done, you can clear and eject jam BBs depending on where they are this way. Whereas the design of the Gen 5, the dropout magazine comes all the way to the top, as you can see there, and there's no way you can clear anything if it gets jammed. There is, because luckily they give you this pull through, and I have had paintballs explode in here, and I've had to clean it, and this is the way you do it. This works very well. But in terms of realism, you can't see the chamber. The magazine also, not the simulation, not the replica style magazine, but for an air gun, this is a way better magazine. It loads much quicker and easier, and there's no additional tools required. And also the seal's a different type. I've got another video where I've had to replace it. I'm glad to see, I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick this up, inside there, see that green seal? That's a classic rubber seal. Fingers crossed, it's only a few days old, should be more durable than the one in the Gen 4. So where was I? I was saying the slide doesn't lock back. This is not feel strippable. The buttons to release the sliders to release the slide are artificial, not feel strippable. It has a ambidextrous slide release, whereas the Gen 4, it's only on the left-hand side with the thumb. So for you lefties, you've got a slide release on your side. Mag release can be swapped. You can do that on the Gen 4. What else? There is no safety. There is a safety there. On the Gen 4, there is no safety. The only safety on the Gen 5 is the Glock trigger, which, unless you depress this little thing here, you cannot pull the trigger. So it is a trigger safety. Difference is now, no CO2, nothing, no way this can fire. There's no ammunition in this room or CO2. So both guns are completely safe. So I will demonstrate the trigger. Trigger on here, heavy. Whether that's realistic to the real thing, I don't know. I've never fired a real Glock, but the trigger, heavy and crisp. Gen 4, trigger weight, again empty, chamber empty, there is no CO2 in here. Trigger much lighter, still crisp, very crisp, but the trigger is much lighter. Again, real owners, real Glock owners, let me know. Is the Gen 4 trigger lighter than the Gen 5? Now, function. I'm going to do a separate video on shooting, but I don't know if it's me, but the paintballs that I ordered with this magazine holds eight rounds of whatever you choose, whether that's paintballs, rubber balls, steel, aluminium, whatever 43 caliber rounds you want to put in there. It'll hold 8 of them. I did 3 mags, attempted to shoot 3 mags of paintballs through. At least one paintball on all 3 attempts exploded in the gun. I don't know if I got dodgy paintballs or if that's Rubber balls, shoots fine. Now this is way more powerful. For back garden fun, you can have plenty of fun. It's louder. The recoil is stronger than on the Gen 4. What else? For back garden fun, I have my range set up currently at 6 meters because I mainly use pistols in my back garden, and for air pistols, most of them are similar power to this, the Gen 4, and you go much further than 6 meters and it starts losing accuracy, the BBs start dipping, things like that, and it's not as fun. So I've tested the Gen 5 out at 6 meters, plenty of power, plenty of accuracy, all the way to the end of the canister of CO2, because as you know, as the CO2 gets lower, the power in the gun also reduces. If you were looking at getting the Gen 4 like I have there, or the Gen 5 like I have here, and you were only going to get one, you weren't going to get both, I would say consider, what do you want it to do? You just want to shoot with the most power. What do you want to shoot? Are you going to go paintballing? Do you want to shoot people with it? Because if you do, you can do that with this paintballing legally. That one is literally, in my country, in the UK, the BB for shooting ranges and target practice in your back garden, plinking, fun. Whereas this has more of a purpose. It's fun, and you can also take it to mag-fed paintball games and have extra fun with it. And also the other thing to consider is, do you want it to fully look and operate as much as close to the real thing as possible? Then yes, go for the Gen 4. Do you want to feel quality, there's much quality in your hand as possible? Then go for the Gen 5. I mean, this thing does shoot great. For an air gun, the kick's great. But I'm waffling, so I'm gonna wrap up, guys. I'm gonna say, if power and quality is your thing, this is the one you want. If realism and just being able to, you know, take it apart just like the real thing, if realism is your thing, then go for the Gen 4. This one is almost half the price, and as I said, the quality is still an 8/9 out of 10, whereas, the reason I didn't give this a 10 out of 10 is the fact that it's not field strippable. That's got to count for something. But if this was field strippable, it would be perfection. 10 out of 10, no doubt. And that's all I've got to say. Thanks for watching. Hope you found it informative. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.